Evelyn to Philip, Friday, November 13th, 1942, 7:30 p.m. Dearest sweetheart, winter is here because we've had freezing weather the past few days. I sent out 2 cards today, one to Lenny and Lee and the other to the Fromers. Mom and I chipped in $1 apiece, and I ordered a bouquet of flowers for the Fromers to be delivered tomorrow. Flora and Marvin are having their shower Sunday and will marry in early December. They are going on their own. Lenny and Lee are only having a ceremony this week as they did not have sufficient time to plan a reception. The reception will take place next week if Lenny passes his Army exam, or December 1st if he doesn't. Harry decided it was best not to go as it would be too expensive, and he and Goldie are going to visit her folks in about 2 weeks. Mom and Gloria left for New York about 5:45 and will be there until Monday evening. Both Jacks are leaving tomorrow, and Jack S. has off till Monday night. I guess Jack N. will return Sunday night. Shirley Anapolsky invited me to her wedding this Saturday night, but I have no desire to go on account of my condition. Lenny had no trouble getting a license and is very happy about getting married. Lou Nisenholtz was shipped to Fort Totten, Flushing, New York, which is about 30 minutes from Broadway. Harry brought the carriage from Wyman's today, and it needs a real going over and cleaning. Jack N. has promised to look at the wheels. If and when I get it fixed, I'll clean it. You know, sweet, I think it's best for you to keep $13.50 on hand for fare home, in case the opportunity arises suddenly. It seems the more money I earn, the faster it disappears. If you can manage to send me $3 or $4, I'm assuming you'll have enough to last till your next payday. I'd appreciate it, as my mother's birthday comes up on November 25th, and I'd like to get her something nice. My next $50 check will be spent as follows: $30 more to my mom for the hospital bill, $15, page 2, to the doc, and $5 to my mom in lieu of our debt to her. Mom has asked me if she can keep the $5 from her check so that I will gradually reduce our debt to her, and I think it's a good idea. Of course, if I need the money, I can have it, but I already owe her some money for telephone calls. Furthermore, dear, any monies you receive next payday will be needed to see you through December, especially to bring you home when I give birth, and then some. Things are moving very smoothly financially, and I'm glad of it. I don't want to borrow if I can help it, and I want to accumulate some extra money in case the boys are called to the colors. Please, honey, go easy on the money the next few weeks, as they count double till the big event is over. There's no telling what may arise, and I'd like to receive my 3rd check knowing that it belongs to me to do with as I choose. I hope I haven't bored you with all this chatter, but I'm very anxious to make sure I'll be able to buy our baby whatever I think it needs, and I'm sure you feel the same way. I know you are careful and don't think I don't appreciate it. Goldie is here again for supper and gave me the enclosed poem to send to you. I thought it was cute. Do you? Well, sugar, it's good old Friday again, and Friday the 13th at that. Another weekend without you, but I'm glad of one thing. It's bringing you closer to me. It's delicious to know that I have such a sweet, thoughtful husband and sweetheart, and that he's to be the father of my child. Page 3. You know, precious Phil, that happiness means only one thing to me. You. Wanting you, loving you, caring for your needs, being with you, satisfying you, and sharing those things that are dearest to both of us. The fates have been kind to us, baby, and I'm praying they will return you to me shortly for good and forever. I am very restless and can't sit or lie still for a moment, as you can see by my typing and handwriting. Jack N. has a date with one of Jerry's, remember her girlfriends? Jack S. took my sister to the movies, and it begins to Page 4, look like I'm going to be all alone. Gee, sweet, I miss you keenly. I'll be with you at 9 as usual, and a kiss from my sweet baby, your Chippy Evie. This is the poem from Goldie. As I went down to Derbytown one day, I saw the funniest billy goat that ever fed on hay. The horns of this old billy goat were made of solid brass. One stuck out the top of his head and the other stuck out of his blank. Hokey pokey, tinky winky, you may think I'm telling a lie, but you go down to Derbytown and you'll see the same as I. Now the legs of the old billy goat were very far apart, and every time he turned around he let a little blank. Hokey pokey, tinky winky, you may think I'm telling a lie, but you go down to Derbytown and you'll see the same as I. Now the man that owned this billy goat was very, very rich, and the man that stole this billy goat was a dirty son of a blank. Hokey pokey, tinky winky, you may think I'm telling a lie, but you go down to Derbytown and you'll see the same as I. Philip to Evelyn, Friday the 13th, 5:45 p.m. Darling Chippy, today was cold and windy with low-hanging clouds. We drilled an hour in the morning, which was as much as the Sarge himself could stand. We then went to work on the barracks to prepare for major inspection tomorrow. At 10:30 we knocked off to take in a training film. When we came out of the theater, it was time for lunch, so we ate. After lunch, all but a few of us were marched off to the hospital for shots. Those remaining went on with the cleaning. The gang came back 3 p.m., from which time till 5 p.m., supper time, I played cards. The fellows around here just won't let me lose and kindly contributed to the tune of $3, which makes me just $5 richer than when I got paid. Well, honey, tomorrow is Saturday again. I don't know just what I'll do, but I'm going to try to get into town again, just to see what civilization looks like after a week in camp. Incidentally, passes in this outfit are as hard to get as ambergris. Look it up. And as scarce as hen's teeth. The Sarge has been trying to get a furlough for 2 years. There are other men here with 16 months service who just can't, page 2, get a furlough. As a matter of fact, the sergeant says in wartime there is no such thing as being entitled to a furlough. The only way you can get one is to convince the CO that the emergency warrants it. I'm praying my CO sees it my way when the baby comes, because I won't be in any position to stand on my rights simply because under wartime regulations I have none. The same goes for 3-day pass, unless one lives within 250 miles. I'm getting your letters regularly again, and you'd be surprised how much easier it is for me to get through the day with the letter in my pocket, and how I count the minutes from 6 a.m. until 11 a.m. when I get your daily word of cheer. Sorry to hear you and Mom have to work so hard because of Gloria's unwillingness to help. But as far as pleading with her or Jack to give a little, when we are giving so much goes, I wouldn't consider it. I'm sure they are intelligent enough to see that help is needed, and the only reason I can fathom for their reneging is that they just don't give a damn, which leads me to believe that they care very little for the family and much too much for themselves. I have a very low opinion of selfish people and my own particular brand of retaliation. I don't know Gloria, but I'm very much hurt by Jack's attitude. You can show this to them if you please, Ev. Love to the deserving. Your Phil.